Yo, what up, what up, what up, what up, people? It's week 12. 1-2. We got it. We got it on lock. It's your boy. It's your boys. The trio. The baddest trio in podcast land. The No Man Podcast guys. It's your boy, Mitch. What's going on, peoples? We got downstairs. We got him back in the cellar dweller. What's up, buddy? What's up, Wes?
What's going on, man? I'm glad we at week 12 and a half.
Week 12. We still got one more to go, man. One more to go. And he's back from his hiatus. He was on a business trip last week. We talked about that. You know, fresh off the loss of me. Whoa. Sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to go. My man, G. What's up, G? Welcome back, baby.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Chilling, man. Just, it was a great week of football. And I know that we still have one game left tomorrow. But we got some good stuff to talk about today, so I'm ready.
We do. We're gonna as we always do. We tell you people we're gonna kind of switch it up a little bit. This is the last week, coming in the last week of fantasy regular season to make the playoff push. All three of us on your screen right here. We all have a chance still. We some need more help than others, but hey, a little helping hand like the hands of Allstate. They're here for you, man. So, but we'll jump into we'll do Are You Serious? Of course, we can't leave that segment out. We're gonna start off with something different. We're gonna start off with G's Corner tonight because he got a great question for y'all, and it's I really want to start jumping into that. We're gonna bump the recap. And hey, there was football games played. There were some that weren't played. There was some played on Thursday when you had turkey in your system. Hey, they were good. No, whatever. There you go.
They seem so long ago. Them Thursday.
They do.
Games.
That Thursday game seems like forever ago. And the funny thing is that we're still in that same weekend tomorrow at 3:40, and it's supposed to snow. It's supposed to snow there tonight into tomorrow. So that could, to me that's the fun of it too. I'd like to see that midweek on Hump Day. You see a football game that's all snowed out. I think that's a win for.
First time I can remember, man, us having a game on a Wednesday. First time I ever seen that.
And it's just pushing the other games. So, there's no games Thursday, which, whatever. And all your waiver wires will go through on Friday. But, we'll jump into that. But we're going to talk a lot about No Man. We're going to talk about what went down this past week and the scenarios for moving forward into the week 13 and hopefully into the playoff push, But yeah, let's get it jumping. G's Corner. Da 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 da. G's Corner. Da 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 da. It's Gina's Corner. I got to work on the song, but it was pretty cool, man. Hey, next week I promise I'll have like a 30-second rap intro into G's Corner. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna put it out there. YouTube, y'all gonna hear it. I'm gonna put it out there.
It better be good, Mitch. It got G associated with it. Better be good.
But listen, I'm gonna need one of y'all to do the beatbox. So I'm just saying.
What?
or get me a beat. Just give me an old school beat. I'm cool, man. All right, G. Give us your question.
Yeah, question I have, man, is for you and Wes is and myself, obviously, but just for the people out there is, with the season where it's gone. With the teams like, KC, Pitt, everybody's saying, hey, those are locks. They're going to be close there at the end to win the Super Bowl. Who do you guys feel currently, either one or two teams, one from each, conference or just one team overall is fine. It don't matter. But who is the most, in your opinion, the most underrated team that has a chance to win the Super Bowl?
Wes, I'll let you go, man.
I'll start with the AFC. I'll go with the Titans. I know they were a playoff team last year, but
they went far. They went all the way to the AFC championship.
They played Kansas City, and I think they had Kansas City for a little bit in that championship game. But I just think Derrick Henry's a problem. Like you don't want to deal with that all day.
No.
In the NFC, I know they're hot. I would say Seattle. Shout out to the Bengals for giving up Dunlap to give them guys a pass rush now. I was looking at DK, and I got a lot of respect for big play Slay at the cornerback, and DK was just pretty much manhandling him last night.
Yeah.
Well, they got into each other's head early. You know, there was when
But
you know
the
this
reason-
playing in sports, but
I think
playing with
the reason-
emotions, man.
The reason why, because I think Slay was getting deboed, and there's a lot of times when you play somebody, you don't have to talk junk, but you can physically talk junk to somebody. And a
Right,
lot of times,
absolutely,
I think that's what he was
absolutely.
doing
Right.
to him. He was just basically being a bully to him on the field, and he didn't like that. Because I think when they got into that little scuffle, it was like a play after that. I think
Right.
the defensive lineman kind of shoved DK Metcalf late into a play. And that lets me know that, okay, when the bigger guys start standing up for you, the optical lets me know that, okay, your teammates see that there's a physical difference here and they want to stand up for you.
Right.
So that's how I look at it as, okay, DK can be a problem, but I think you can match up with him because I think Arizona matched up with him well, and I think the Rams matched up with him well.
I think Green Bay can too with Jair. Jair's a bigger cornerback.
Yeah, so bigger guys can kind of handle him, but I just think ultimately you just don't want to deal with Russell Wilson in the playoffs. But they may even get the number 1 seed, so that's not even a sleeper.
Yeah,
So
I mean, they
And, the one thing I'll say, about both of those is I like both of them because, like I said, Tennessee, the thing with Derrick Henry, as you said, was, you don't want to deal with him for a game, and the reason is because they just wear you down. You might stop him in the beginning, in the first 2 quarters, 3. At some point, either between the middle of the first quarter and the end of the fourth, you're going to get broke down. You're going to get worn down, and he's going to get that 40 yards on one drive with a touchdown. And that's just going to basically break it. And then with Seattle, it all comes down to that pass deep, man.
Mm-hmm.
If that pass defense can hold up, create a few turnovers, get sacks the way Jamal Adams is all over that field getting sacks, got the most sacks as a safety, got like 15 quarterback pressures 3 seasons in a row. The only DB to ever do that. So, he's always in the backfield. He's not scared to run. He's not scared to hit nobody, and he's everywhere. So he needs to play at a high level, but he needs to elevate the other guys around him on the pass side of the defense to really get there. But it's quite a possibility.
Yeah, and I'll add to the Tennessee thing too. And you made a great point about wearing you down. We like to talk on this podcast about everything from a fantasy perspective, right? And you get guys like Jonnu Smith, Corey Davis, and AJ Brown's on another level. But when needed, those guys will be there for Tannehill. If there's a 2-3, maybe 2-3 possessions in a row where Henry may not be breaking the line, or even that backup running back, I forgot that kid's name, but he's pretty solid too. They're not breaking the line. They'll go out and start, taking you apart on the passing game as well. That's, all of a sudden you always hear, oh, we have a Jonnu Smith sighting? Okay, great, So I'm going to go with Tennessee as well. Wes, I think Seattle's a great pick because the weapons are ridiculous. But and I want to talk about this. And are you serious with him? There's things that go on sometimes with Russell that kind of drives me crazy. But I'm going to go in that same division. I'll go with the Rams. I think the Rams are a very dangerous type team. My only concern with the Rams is that which week are you getting them? Which Jared Goff are you getting? Those guys. What's up? What's up, Jamie?
Hi.
What happens when you get that pressure quickly onto Jared Goff? He becomes very inept as a quarterback in that moment, which is weird because he's a really good quarterback. He knows how to get the ball to the guys. He has a great relationship with my little Cooper Kupp and everybody else, and Woods. Even he wakes up Higbee every once in a while, Gerald Everett. But, that team is sneaky dangerous because that defense is for real. Darnold is for real. Ramsey's for real. That team. And, hey, it's funny. I want to say it was maybe week 1 or week 2 of the podcast. I had mentioned this kid's name, Van Jefferson. He had a touchdown this week, I think, or he had a few catches.
First one, yep.
First one. So it's the potential's there because we know when it comes to playoff time, it's either massive amounts of defense or massive amounts of offense. And if it goes down to massive amounts of offense, I don't know how many teams can stick with the Rams at any time.
And I like both. I like those teams as well. But and I picked in the NFC. I would say the Rams are the most underrated as well because of their defense. When you got somebody like Jalen Ramsey, when you got somebody like Aaron Donald on the line, you got solid linebackers across the board, and then you have a shutdown cornerback in Ramsey. It's almost like you got every level of the defense. You got some very good players that are going to make plays, right? That are going to be all over the field. With who can match up with a D Hopkins, with who can match up with a DK Metcalf,
right.
Who can match up with those kind of guys. And
like I said, the physicality.
And allow Donald to do what he does best, which is make plays, right? And sack the quarterback. I do agree, though, it's all going to come down to Jared Goff at the end of the day because he has to be able to score points, right? And sometimes this season we've seen they don't put up a lot of points. He gets hit a little bit early. He gets a little flustered. It's a 17-14 game or something like that. They got to be. They have the potential to be on the top end of that, winning the game because of that defense. But they're going to go as far as Goff takes them, man. Right. My AFC team, I would say the Bills, and again, probably for the same reason, Josh Allen, right? But the Bills have a very good run D. Their pass D is okay, or vice versa, one of the two. One of them is really good. The other one is okay. They have players, was it White or something like that? The one kid is like a cornerback or safety, good Edmonds.
Yeah, the cornerback, yeah.
Yeah, and then, they got receivers. They got a true number one in Stephon. Josh Allen's been playing out of his mind all season, especially for fantasy purposes. He's been killing it. But he's going to have to definitely step up because, in the AFC, you got teams like Pittsburgh, KC,
not getting no love for your boys?
talking about that you're going to have to put up 30-plus to beat one of those teams.
No love for the Browns?
Yeah, obviously,
y'all 8-3. Y'all 8-3. Y'all ain't no slouch.
But I don't think we're like underrated at this point. Now, I'll tell you what, if we come out and we win our next two games at Tennessee against Baltimore at home, I think Baltimore is very beatable. We played them.
Yeah, I think it'll be Baltimore.
But if we beat Tennessee in Tennessee, I think that's gonna really shoot our confidence up. And one thing I will say that I really do love about my Browns is their coaching staff. Their head coach is no excuse. I don't care if we got 20 people on COVID. I don't care if my whole defense is injured. My job is to put a game plan together to help us win the game.
Next one, step up. No,
our job is to go 1-0, and we expect guys to play. We expect guys to go out there and play the game.
Hey, Judas, you know what? And I'm going to say this about the Browns, and as a Bengal fan, I don't love the Browns. This. I respect them. You like them, so your family, so I gotta like them. But I will say this with the Browns is you don't want to see that team, and I'm going to be honest with you, you do not want to see that team in bad weather on the road. They will eat you alive. That defense will murder you, and that running game will when you get to a game where the elements are involved and it takes away the passing game, I don't care who the hell you're playing, you put the Browns in front of anyone, the Browns come out victorious, period.
Yeah.
Even like if it's the Steelers. You're looking at the Browns probably getting, the 4th or 5th seed?
Fifth minimum, yeah. That would be just because of the 4 divisions.
Right, and they won't have a home game. And a lot of these teams that are contending, like Pittsburgh, and they're bad weather teams, and it's that time of the season. The Browns can make some freaking noise. But again, the reason I didn't pick the Browns, and they were a team I was thinking about when you asked that question, I hate to say it, is Baker.
Yeah,
it's Baker. And if you need to lean on him to win the game, you're not going to win the game.
That's true. And the one thing, and the reason they do have a chance, you hit the nail right on the head, man. It's bad weather. If December snow, that's us. If Nick Chubb is healthy, if Hunt is healthy,
it's a wrap.
We're going to wear teams down. If you see the last few weeks, we've been wearing these guys down, almost like we talked about with Derrick Henry. Just wearing them down. They're both stay fresh. They're both healthy. You put him in for 4 or 5 plays, take him out, you got another fresh guy. while you still got those same tacklers out there trying to tackle. While they're half tired, these guys are fresh. So.
Awesome. No, great. No, that's a great question. G's gonna, yeah. Shooting the facts. G's gonna. I like that. That was a nice one. All right. Well, look, we're gonna, it's that time. Wes, I'm gonna let you go first, but I'm gonna introduce it, because it's that time. It's that time. People, internet, YouTube. Are you serious? Are you serious? Wes, hit him. Hit him hard.
All right. I'm going. I don't know if this is at the NFL or this is at the Denver Broncos.
Whoa. COVID
Exactly.
alert. COVID alert.
So this is probably at the NFL. There's no way you should have an NFL team go out there without a quarterback. And I know your boy.
Boo.
Listen, the boy never even started an NFL game. And you put him at quarterback. The dude completed one pass, he had 2 interceptions. Now, granted, New Orleans, Taysom Hill didn't do that much greater.
Yeah, 9 for 16.
9 completions.
Yeah.
But as a fan, I shouldn't even have to be able to watch that garbage for 10 completed passes in the whole game and nothing but a freaking blowout because the dude took his first NFL snap. Now you bump Baltimore three times in 6 days.
But it was but hold on a second. Now let's I like your are you serious? I do. But I'm gonna throw some facts at you. So fact number 1 is shame on the Denver Broncos and their dumbass quarterback coach and the dumbass quarterbacks for being in a kumbaya circle together, okay, and all catching the COVID. Or traces of the COVID, whatever. Here's the thing: the difference between that game or that team and the Ravens, like 900 Ravens caught the COVID,
and they're still playing the game.
One person caught the COVID on Denver, and like I said, kumbaya circled the other guys. No, look, that no, but that also, Wes, they weren't going to call that game, because they were missing
like Denver.
No, I mean, whatever. Man. Look, I will say this. If anything, they should have made them forfeit the game. You're not making the playoffs. You have no relevancy. You can't put a team together, whatever. But, stubborn-ass John Elway was like, hey, my coach could quarterback. He's
I know
good.
I heard that.
I mean.
He's never even started a game either.
Right. But no, I just want to say that. I get what you're saying. Total difference though between Baltimore and Denver. Like legit, like 12 or 14 players.
Well, the thing is, and what I heard also is that Denver had it under control. They just made a mistake. Obviously the NFL's looking into it. They're probably going to get fined, whatever. But that's what I heard as well, is that they had Denver controlled. The issue is that all those people that they had put on a contact tracing list was quarterbacks because they were all together with no mask on. Videos of it. That's stupid. And
they had a slumber party the night
before. They just had a new case every single day for 8 days straight. They still have 18 players on COVID. They just activated 5 of them today, and they activated J.K. Dobbins and Mark Ingram too.
Okay.
That are going to play tomorrow. Now they're able to play tomorrow. So
I mean,
that's beat up.
Yeah, and their quarterback that had it, Trace McSorley, they just activated him. I guess.
Praise the truth, baby. Trace McSorley.
Circumstances that's at least that's what I heard. Why they bumped the?
They had an outbreak.
But now, my question though is why did they bump them again to Tuesday next week?
What do you mean?
Because they can't play Wednesday and then play Sunday.
But Pittsburgh's playing Monday. They moved Pittsburgh to Monday, and then they moved Baltimore to Tuesday again next week. So Tuesday again next week. Baltimore is playing Dallas, I believe. Pittsburgh's playing.
Oh, word! That game's on. Okay, so that game was supposed to be.
Yeah, we got 2 Mondays, I think. 2 Mondays.
2 Mondays, 5 and 8, and then another Tuesday at 5 o'clock or something.
8:05 on Fox.
Yeah, 8:05. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, prime time.
Well, the reason they had to do tomorrow's game at 3:40 was because NBC's been, or whoever the hell's holding the game, been promoting something already that's happening.
They did the tree lighting.
Yeah, the tree lighting.
Yeah,
So
man.
they was like, sorry, NFL, we love you, bro, but we're not gonna mess with the kids and the families.
So, okay, so now I'm gonna go with mine. And G's gonna help piggyback with my main one. But I'm gonna pull a Wes in our yes ma'am, no ma'ams. I got a 1B, but I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna make the B go before the A. Shout out to my big brother, Big Lee, the boys rock. He texted me and he said, "Look, I know you don't like the NFL and the NFL coaches, so I need you to do a quick, are you serious for them?" So, hey, Lee, bring his face to the camera, baby. NFL, are y'all serious? And the coaches, are y'all serious? And what he was trying to say was the game plans. These game plans for a lot of these teams are terrible, and I have to agree with him. I totally agree with him. It's a very, I've said it. I know I've said it before. A very lackadaisical approach. You have an opportunity to get into the playoffs or to make a splash, and you're not doing anything with it. I mean, some of these coaches are just ridiculous and kind of like what, to piggyback off of what Wes was saying with the COVID stuff and what you said, G. Now moving another game to Tuesday. It's like, let's get some fucking balls, man, and like just like make a decision, stick with it, and who cares what people say? We are in different times. This has never happened before. You got to make some decisions. Look, Goodell, no one likes you. Nobody. Make more decisions where people aren't going to like you, because all that does is put more money in your pocket. So, I think
I'll be honest with you, man. Personally, I think Goodell has done a great job of
I do too.
Putting in protocols and trying to do the best thing possible. You got to remember, the NFL is unlike any other sport, right? Because you got to talk about the amount of people on a team, the amount of staff that's on a team that are required to travel and help and put on the helmets and wash the clothes and fold this and do this. You got 30 coaches on a team. You got 53 players on the active roster. I mean, you're talking 130, 140 guys minimum. In the COVID era, before the COVID era, they're running 200, 220 strong.
Oh yeah,
every time they travel.
Easily.
So now you're trying to contain, that's 6,000 people at 32 teams. Right. It's very hard to do. The NBA was able to do it because you got 15 damn guys on a team. Yeah. 30 teams, you got 15 guys, then you only got like 5 coaches. You ain't got 38 coaches.
Right.
The coaches in the NFL just in one team is more than a whole NBA team, including everybody that's traveling with them. So, I think he's doing a great job as far as being flexible, doing things, in a way that there still is player safety, right? Where somewhat, obviously this is their job. They're healthy. They make millions of dollars. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they can't die from COVID, because anybody can. Right. But the reality is that thing does not affect people that are very healthy, right? And all of these NFL players, all of these NFL coaches, the assistant coaches, these guys are all healthy, man. Old, young, they're all healthy. Some have health issues, and those are the ones that probably should stay back or something like that. But, for the majority of, like, for example, Myles Garrett had it for 2 weeks. He's fine, right? I'm sure he had mild symptoms. I don't know exactly what he went through, but.
Well, with that, I have to say this, and I'm not disagreeing with your point. These guys also have a lot of money, and they have a lot more resources than you and I. Even if you and I were in the greatest shape of our lives, and whatever, they have more resources than us. We could go over the history of this, of all the diseases that have plagued the country over the years. The first one I come to mind, Magic Johnson. Let's talk. We can talk about that's for a different podcast, though. But but it's just there's a lot of stuff out there that they can afford, and that's presented to them. That's not to us. Again, to your point, where Roger Goodell is doing a great job making that stuff readily available for those guys, because he's running $1 billion company. Yeah. And so your stars like the Myles Garrett, hey, Myles got it. Hey, Yeah, yo, I got that stuff to make him feel better. Yo, just tell him, yeah, it'll be there tomorrow. Boom. Hey, I'm feeling great. I'm playing next week. You know, it's like, I get it, but I don't know. It's to me, there's a lot of these guys have been. Go back to the my brothers. Are you serious? Is a lot of I want to see a little more gusto out of these guys. So shout out to Lee. That was great. Now the 1A. Look, I don't want to. Okay.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I'm going to say it. Hey, Carson, not Palmer, not Daly. You, redhead guy, orange face. What the hell were you doing last night? We just listened to Wes talk about a guy who never had a start in the NFL as a quarterback. We had a guy that is the trickster of the NFL in Taysom Hill. They both look better than Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is the worst quarterback in the NFL right now, being paid more than $5. He is terrible. I watched some of those passes at this fool, like serious. Hold on, Carson, like seriously. Here's an example. Before I go into a rant. How many times have you guys seen Tom Brady in the last, I don't know, let's say 2-3 years? Takes a snap, takes about 4 or 5 steps back, and he sees the masses coming at him. What does he do? He throws the ball on the ground, right? Mm-hmm. That's Carson Wentz's go-to pass. Like, I don't get it. And then here's and I'm going to piggyback my brother's coaching being pissed off shit. You put in Jalen Hurts for one play. He throws a beautiful pass, a completed pass. Hey, that's enough. Come on.
Get out of there.
You know what it reminds me of? And look, you guys both know me. I'm a Gator fan. I love Tim Tebow. Huge Tim Tebow fan. You know what this shit reminds me of? Is when Tebow was on the Jets. And when he had butt fumble in front of him, right?
Sanchez.
Okay? And everyone's screaming, put fucking Tebow in the game. Even if it's just to cause a spark, something different. So, like, those guys yesterday, when they put Jalen Hurts in, I swear to you, I saw Rieger and Fulgham be like, fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, that's my dude. And then they came out and they were like, it's like you canceled Christmas on them. Rex Ryan had a tattoo of freaking Mark Sanchez on his freaking ankle. And they, they screwed Tebow over. And I'm not saying that I don't know what Jalen Hurts has in him, but you put him in for one play? Are you serious, Doug Peterson? And then Doug Peterson's a great coach. Hey, Doug Peterson, you, Carson Wentz, that's for you. You both suck. And if you're an Eagle fan, I feel sorry for you.
Hold on. And
I'm a Bengal fan saying that.
To piggyback on the whole Doug Peterson, I was like,
garbage.
if you know your quarterback is struggling, run the ball. You got Miles Sanders.
Right.
He's better than you. Exactly. Run the ball. Get Seattle to come up to the line so you can read the defense better. But no, you give Sanders 6 touches, and I'm like, you setting Carson up to fail.
No.
Yeah.
He's not setting Carson up to fail. Carson's gonna fail. He's setting the Eagles franchise up for failure because he is not that quarterback. Look. This is a guy who had a good season, got hurt because he's fragile. Then Dickie Nicky comes in and wins over fucking Super Bowl. Okay, so Carson Wentz got a Jake Delhomme contract for doing nothing.
And the one thing I'll say is Carson is definitely. I mean, I always hear the media always talking about, hey, they need to get him better weapons and they need to get him this.
Get out of here.
Alshon Jeffrey, yeah, he might be on the wrong side of good, but he ain't bad. You got a rookie in Rager. You had this kid Fulgham that just popped off for 6 straight weeks. Goddard is back and healthy. Zach Ertz is coming back this week. I mean, what else do you need? I mean, you
Miles
got
Sanders,
running backs. You got Boston Scott. I mean, what do you mean by
and a good defense and a decent defense?
Yeah, and their defense isn't bad. They put pressure on the quarterback from the line. I mean, they're not bad. It is the quarterback and the coach. The problem is the coach is too hard-headed to take him out, and that's why his job will not be there next year. I doubt Peterson finishes this year off as a coach.
Listen, you just said it. You mentioned two guys like Wes. And I'm going to hit home with you on this one, okay? For the last 2 years, Wes has talked about getting rid of the tight end position in fantasy and replacing it with a flex, right? Because it's not a high producing position. I get it, right? This dude has two of the top 15 on his team. Now, granted, one's not there, look, Richard Rodgers was catching passes. Dude,
exactly.
Dude sucks. Carson Wentz sucks. Jalen Hurts needs to be in that starting lineup, and if not him, call Kaepernick, draft a quarterback, something. Because
I'm gonna say within the next 2 games, if he doesn't switch to Hurts and they don't win, he's probably gonna.
And you know what bothers me too is you guys know what's happening after this season, right? You know, because of the COVID, that salary cap is not going up like it was supposed to. Right, so a lot of these teams are going to have to make some mad business decisions on restructuring these retarded contracts for these players that don't deserve them. You're not going to be able to sign certain people, and Philly used to be a place where you want to go to play. If Carson Wentz is still the quarterback there, you tell me what wide receiver wants to go there to play.
Yeah, Carson Wentz, he's guaranteed like $59 million.
Yeah, he'll be there next year.
Oh, he'll definitely be there next year.
Or unless they trade him. If they can, I'd get a 7th round pick. I'd get rid of him.
But before we close out on this, Mitch, I forgot on my Are You Serious, I want to throw in Matt Nagy because what you going to do now? I just got to say that. What you going to do now, Matt Nagy?
He's starting Mitch. They said it.
Come on.
That's
one team that needs to call Cap. That's a team that needs to call Cap and stop bullshitting because the 2 guys that they got is not working. It's not like Philly.
But Mitch was winning. Mitch was winning, though.
But look what Mitch is. Mitch, look what he's doing.
Look. He gives me a bad name. I'll put it out there. You know,
Are any Mitchell's any good? Damn it!
Hey, true story. I went to a Bengal game two years ago. I think it was in Cincinnati, and they were playing the Bears. And I'm outside smoking a cigarette. It's freezing. It's like 27 degrees outside. It's snowing. And here comes this like 6'4", 6'5" white dude wearing nothing but Carolina Tar Heel stuff. And I'm like, that got to be Trubisky. And so I scream out, "Yo, Mitch!" And he turns around and he comes and walks up to me. And I introduce myself. "My name is Mitch. You know, nice to meet you," whatever. As I'm a Bengal fan, I hope you get your face knocked off tomorrow. And he just, to be honest with you, he just doesn't come across as a quarterback to me. He just didn't. I didn't get that vibe like, wow, I'm talking to an NFL quarterback. No. I thought I was talking to a guy that sold, like, insurance.
Carolina stuff?
Yeah, Carolina Tar Heels gear.
Carolina memorabilia.
Yeah. All right, well, as always, another great segment, another great Are You Serious? Look, no one's safe. I'm going to tell y'all. No one's safe. Cheerleaders, y'all lucky y'all ain't out there this year because I began on your asses if you had some issues. Uh-oh. Wes went dark.
You talked about cheerleaders. He put it.
He went dark. He went dark.
Hey. Upside his head. Like, what y'all talking about? Y'all supposed to be talking about football. No.
Wes, no more cheerleaders. I promise. We won't talk about them. There he goes.
You back, man?
You back? You good?
Can you hear us?
Yeah. Wait. He's back and forth on mute. You there?
I'm good.
All right. Okay.
Go.
I talked about cheerleaders. Gina's got worried about you, man. You know, so.
Man, I thought he was getting beat up over there. I thought your wife that said, you supposed to be talking about football.
Yeah, this is a podcast. I'm going to talk. Well, let's real quick, because, G, you weren't even here last week to talk about, do the yes ma'ams, no ma'ams. We're going to jump into those right now.
You don't have to.
Yeah, it was bad.
It wasn't good for y'all?
Well, no, so okay, so like
mine, Carl was my start. All I got to say is Carl is my start.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're done.
I had Tannehill, Gio, Cooper Kupp, and Evan Ingram, and Tannehill was number 1, and Ingram was number 2 with Ingram had a good day, 16 points, not bad, you know.
Who?
Evan Ingram.
Yeah, he did good. I had him starting in one of my leagues. He did good. But Tannehill did okay too, didn't he?
Yeah, he had 21 points.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's like top 12, top 13. But Cooper Kupp sucked.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp was terrible. He had 6 points.
5 targets, 6 points, 2 catches, 40 yards or something.
I did terrible on my no-mams. I said Trubisky, that bastard, 26 points. Montgomery, 25 points. I had Ridley, 17 points.
Ridley, wow.
Yeah, I
against the Raiders. They ain't got the best defense.
I know, but you never know. I did pick the Tampa's tight ends, and one Gronk was 16, and Braid had 7. Wes had Carr as a stardom. He had a whopping 1.60. That was a good pick right there, Wes. Duke Johnson gave him 17. He had him as a stardom. He had Michael Pittman and Devontae Parker. Pittman was 480, and Parker was 1990.
You know why? Because T.Y. had a resurgence.
Yeah, he did.
And shout out to Devin, because we kind of gave him some slack last week.
Right.
He defended T.Y. So shout out to Devin.
He did. And he had Hawkinson at 1390. His quarterback's not playing because he got the vid. He got the COVID. He got the Rona. Lamar as a sit-em. He hit the nail on the head with CEH with 4 points. Hollywood hasn't played yet, so we're gonna say he's not gonna do good.
We'll find out.
We'll be and then Gesicki. I thought Gesicki had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, 1.
Yeah, 1. It's the other dude that looks like I forgot his name.
Shaheen.
Yeah, Shaheen. Yeah.
Okay, but Gesicki had 11 points.
Yeah.
But in true Kenny fashion, Kenny went with all the top guys in the NFL for his stardoms Although he did pick 2.
Did he pick guys that weren't even like in nobody's roster as sit-ems?
Oh,
like,
no,
they just sit Boston Scott. Like, yeah, he's a backup. Probably half the people.
But Kenny started him. He had 2 his starting. He didn't know he was going to be out, because he had his thumb up his ass. He had Chubb at 26 points. Chubb, Then he says Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. So, yeah. I mean, that's what we try to tell him.
They're going to do good every week, let's be honest.
We tried to explain to him what the yes ma'am's about. He didn't want to pay attention to that. His wanted
to be right, okay? There's one thing about wanting to be right.
Right.
Wanting to take a risk, okay?
Exactly.
Safe route.
Exactly.
Don't take him to go play lotto.
Never. No. On his no-mans, he had Cousins, Hines, DJ Moore, and Higbee. So he was pretty good with those, except for Cousins. Cousins had 32 points. But I guess,
I don't think he's on 70% of people's roster.
Yeah. Now, Devin had a bad week. Devin said Josh Allen was only 18 points. He had Mike Davis at 10 points. And then he had A.J. Green as a stardom, 0 points. Jonnu Smith as a stardom, 0 points. So shout out to Devin with the zeros, man. Your average was 6. He had a Cinemas Cam with 5 points, which is good. Tampa's running backs, 5 points and 17 points. So that was okay. He had Julio sit him. He really sat him because
Julio sat himself.
And then he had Reed, tight end for San Francisco, Jordan Reed at 3 points. I will say this though, and this was written down. I did predict, my bold prediction was that between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Bucks, they would have over 800 yards of offense. They had 947. So, shout out to bold predictions for me.
Shout out to Tyreek Hill.
I won't bring up what Wes said. Screw it, I will. This is a podcast. Wes said that the Eagles would beat the Seahawks. That was a great pick, Wes, by the way.
Done with Carson Wentz. I'm done with all my Eagles.
Dude, I think you were on that COVID when you said that. But let's jump into this week so that we can get into our no-man discussion. G, you haven't spoken in a minute, so I'm gonna give you the microphone.
Okay, I'm gonna start off with my yes man stardom quarterback of the week, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
It's magic.
I heard Tua's gonna miss multiple weeks with that thumb.
Yep.
He's playing against the lowly Bengals. He has a great matchup. He played well last week.
I gotta get a yellow flag. Like, you could just say the Bengals. You don't have to say the low. Like, we're going through some shit right now. All right, we lost Joe Burrow to an injury. Like, just 1 week. Just don't. You didn't have to say they're playing the lowly Bengals.
I mean,
just the
it
Bengals.
is what it is, Mitch. It is
Like, I
what it is,
I would even taken the Bungles at that point. But you got the lonely Bengals.
Yeah, man. I just see Fitzpatrick having a great day. I mean,
yeah, you're right.
I
agree.
At least 25, which is pretty good for a quarterback. You know, that's just if you need a streaming quarterback, he's probably on half of people's waiver wires. I bet you a lot of people are just grabbing him now. My running back, stardom of the week, J.K. Dobbins. I think he's starting to take over that number one running back role. Last week, he played 41 snaps, to 13 for Gus Edwards, to 7 for Justice Hill, to 6 for Mark Ingram. So I think they allow him to break out against a 32nd ranked run defense in the Cowboys this week, this next Monday or Tuesday coming up, whenever the hell they play. But I think J.K.'s starting to take over that role. I think he's going to have a big day, man.
Is he playing tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's playing tomorrow also.
Playing tomorrow, okay.
Yep. My wide receiver, Deebo Samuel, came back from injury, looked very good last week. Great rapport with Nick Mullen. Buffalo has a middle of the pack pass defense. I think like 17th or something like that. He's basically all San Francisco has. I do believe, though, if Brandon Ayuk comes back from COVID this week, I think it's only going to help Deebo out. Because now you got, okay, who are you going to check? Deebo does the end of the rounds. As you see, they try to make Ayuk do what they do with Deebo when Deebo got hurt.
Right.
So we know Deebo's a true number one there. I'm thinking 8-10 catches, 100 yards. If he gets a touchdown, it's going to be somebody's great day. Tight end, I'm going T.J. Hawkinson. I mean, and this is just based on him being hot over the last few weeks. No other reason for that. I'm rolling with the hot hand. He's all they got. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think they're playing Chicago this week. And Chicago has a very tough defense.
Yeah.
They have a very good defense.
Yeah.
But I just think that he's basically that good as a tight end.
You saw what Aaron Rodgers did to them.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, those are great picks. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think you're all four solid picks. I mean, I think I like the Deebo one the most. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I like the Fitzpatrick one the most, but the Deebo. The reason I like the Deebo is because Deebo being back, and if Bourne's back, and again, if Brandon Ayuk could get back off the COVID, I think, unlike usual opposite effects, I think that helps Deebo having those guys back more than it helps them being back. If that makes any sense. I'm gonna jump into mine. And I'm gonna tell you, and my quarterback and wide receiver is a combo. I'll just jump into those two real quick. And the only reason I'm picking these guys is because we talked about them earlier. Right now is blood time. Like they need to have that blood dripping off their lip. They need to smell what they have in front of them. The Tennessee Titans. I'm gonna start Tannehill this week at AJ Brown. I think it's a hard matchup against the Browns because when the Browns are away from the worst weather in the history of the country, which seems to be hovering over Cleveland, their last 3 home games that they had.
Well, they got 10 inches of snow today too.
Right, and so right in Ohio, that's right. Hey, shout out to Ohio, man. Y'all stay safe out there. We got a few subscribers that are in Ohio. Y'all stay safe out there. But playing, in Tennessee, coming off a good victory, coming off a great all-around game, if they could back up this game against a great team like the Browns, then I'm locked in on Tennessee the rest of the way through. Look, I know he has a pretty decent matchup this week. If you play Pop Warner football. So I'm going with CEH, by the way, for my running back of the week, because he's playing the the Indian Trail Broncos, here, this
At
week.
least
So,
they got a
I mean,
quarterback this week.
they do, but it depends. I mean, he may be a little butthurt that he can't have a kumbaya party with the rest of the boys. There's no sleepovers, Drew Lock. You cannot have a sleepover this weekend. Sorry. Darren Waller is my tight end. I look, I keep on picking the guy. I love the guy. I think he's a top tier dude. I think that, Wes, I don't hate me when I say this, but we talked about it. I just think that, when John Gruden doesn't step in and coach Derek Carr, then that team fails. But if he lets Carr take a little bit of a rest from trying to do everything, I know. He usually has a good rapport with Waller, and so we'll like to see how that goes. I'm gonna toss it over to you, James. Give me your quarterback. How many are you doing this week? We got multiples?
Maybe, depending on which position.
Okay.
So
QB.
QB1, Taysom Hill, because running stats in fantasy football is gold, especially from the quarterback position / tight end, depending on where you want to use them. But I like him, and my 1B would be Philip Turtle Arms Rivers. I think he's going to make a comeback.
Turtle.
And redeem himself from that embarrassment a couple of weeks back. Running backs, I keep it simple. I'm going to lean on the only Philadelphia Eagle I'm picking, Miles Sanders, because if they want to get that ship right, they need to learn to run the ball and limit Wentz's throwing as much as possible. And I had Wayne Gallman on here because he was balling a little bit the last couple of weeks, but now that Danny Dimes ain't in there, and I got to deal with Colt McCoy. I'm kind of shaky about stacking the box and all that. So, But wide receiver, I put Tyreek Hill. Well, he's gonna be my no man because there's no way he's gonna do what he did last week. But my real dude is
yeah, really. Way to go out on a stretch there, Wes.
Okay, Show Train.
Yeah, Kenny Part 2. Do you miss Kenny that much? I mean, I could get him on here. I mean.
No, but my real dude is Devontae Parker. Like G said, his Fitzmagic is quarterbacking. They got a good rapport. I'm going to lean on that. My tight end is going to be Jordan Akins. If Will Fuller is out, I think Watts.
He's out. He's done the rest of this.
I know he's out, plus one game next year. So I think he's going to lean on the tight ends and Cooks and QT. But I'm going to put
who was the other guy on the Titans that got suspended too? It was a guy on the defense, right? There was two guys on the Texans that got suspended.
Bradley Roby.
Well,
that's even worse. Like, let me double check Philip Rivers then, because let me put Michael Pittman in there, because if they ain't got no corner, defense is already suspect, and they ain't got no cornerback. Let me add no more names.
So Wes, I'm gonna say to your Sanders pick, I think it's a great pick. If Doug Peterson watched the game today from what happened last night and be like, why am I letting this ginger snap cookie bitch throw the fucking ball? Miles. No, that's.
And if you seen the dude, you seen the owner in the box, dude. Like, he was pissed.
Oh yeah, Laurie ain't having it, dude.
Pissed, dude. He was
I like Sanders because I think he can. I mean, Green Bay doesn't have the greatest run D in the world, and if he can get off early. The problem is like it's almost like what happened with the Raiders last week. They stopped running the ball.
Thank you.
I mean, they were down 16-3 at halftime, dude. Josh Jacobs had 7 carries the whole game. Like, you're not going to win like that.
Right.
Hand the damn ball off.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, G, give me your no-mams of the week.
My no-mam sit-em. Quarterback, Matt Stafford. Just isn't playing well, man.
No.
His thumb is still not 100%. Chicago has a top 10 pass D. I just don't trust him. And if you got somebody else, start him. I'm just being honest. No man, sit him. If you got somebody else, start them over him. Trust me. I went and picked up Ryan Fitzpatrick last week over Matt Stafford because I didn't like it. Don't get me wrong. Stafford put up 19, but Fitzpatrick gave me 24. It don't matter. I still lost. Somebody put up 58 on me, a receiver. Show trade that had decided to have him. My no-man sit-em running backs, Duke Johnson or David Johnson, whoever the hell starts. Don't start any of them. Get away from him. Put him on your bench. Cut the
Bench
Duke
Johnson.
If David Johnson is back, cut Duke Johnson. He hasn't done anything anyways besides last week. The Texans just don't run a lot. They're facing a top 3 run D. Indy just got 8 up for 180 yards versus Derrick Henry. So they mad. They're not about to let this happen again to one of the Giants.
No.
So, no, ma'am. Sit him. Receiver, DeAndre Hopkins. For the reason of Jalen Ramsey. That's why.
That's
It's not going to be like last week, okay? First of all, the Rams are the second best pass defense in the league. They give up the second fewest fantasy points to wide receivers. Ramsey's going to be all over him. And the difference between Hopkins and Deebo Samuel last week is that Deebo Samuel played a lot of slot. Ramsey doesn't check the slot. Yeah. He's checking the best outside guy, and he's going to be all over D-Hop. I just don't see a big day from him. Don't get me wrong. He could put up 10 or 8. I don't think he gets the touchdown. I don't think he gets the 10 catches or 15 targets like he normally does every other week. And then my tight end, Hunter Henry. The Pats have been one of the stingiest defenses against tight ends all season. If you guys have been watching the podcast, you see me picking a lot against tight ends that play the Patriots. Earlier in the year when I said, do not start Travis Kelce. Yeah. It was for that one reason. He had one big catch that day. So Hunter Henry, they have a solid pass D. I think they're going to utilize the running backs. Now that Eckler's back, the wide receivers like the Mike Williams and the Keenan Allen that they always go to. So I just don't see a big day from Hunter Henry, man. Sit him.
Well, cool. Yeah, I'll jump in. My quarterback, no ma'am, sit him of the week. I know it's going to sound Ben Roethlisberger. They're playing Washington's defense. Washington's going to come after him. They're going to attack him. I don't think they're afraid of him. I think it's one of those kamikaze missions, nothing to lose. Shocker. Melvin Gordon, sit down, buddy. Go hang out with Drew Lock and the boys, and then play patty cake or whatever. Make some easy bake oven shit. I don't know what the hell y'all doing out there. And I'm gonna be. You're gonna see a trend for my next 2 picks because I'm sitting every Eagles wide receiver.
Damn it.
And all the tight ends on the Seahawks, because apparently if you're a tight end, you go to Seattle to die. So I don't have faith in any of those guys. I was last night because of the COVID stuff. I have Claypool. I was playing my dad, and which we'll talk about as I beat him. Shout out Big Stu, Big Papa A. Got my revenge back from him because he beat me earlier in the season.
He did spank you. No, he didn't beat you, spanked you earlier.
Beat me, man.
It's your dad. It's your
Stop
dad.
bringing back memories. He used to beat me as a kid.
It's not like I said,
man.
hey, what spanked you? It's not like that. It's your dad.
He used to beat me as a kid, so I just had a flashback, No more wire hangers, Stu. No more wire hangers. But no, and so I had to pick up someone last night. So shout out to David Moore. Listen to the podcast, David. Subscribe. Hit me on the email, nomanfantasyfootball@gmail.com. Not Genus Mail, Gmail. But yeah, no, those Seahawks tight ends had an opportunity with Olsen being out, and he doesn't even look their way. I mean, I think he had like 2 passes towards Disley last night and 1 towards Hollister. So those are my no ma'ams. Wes, who's your no ma'am quarterback, buddy?
My no ma'am quarterback, my 1A is Colt McCoy. Don't even bother with that. The Giants. But my 1B is Watson, Deshaun Watson, because I don't know if he's got the weapons.
That sounds more like the West I know. I don't know if you got. I don't know what happened last week that I missed. That like now you're like coming in. I mean, you're picking the best player at that position as your stardom. You're picking the worst player at that position as sit-em. Like, come on, Wes. Watson's more like it, buddy. Watson's more like it.
All right. Now, my running backs is Benny Snell. I'm benching him. I know everybody's running to him because Connor's out, and they want to get part of that Steelers, but I think Baltimore's defense is pretty solid against the run.
No, that's next week, Goober.
That's what I'm saying.
But you're talking about his game against the Ravens tomorrow.
That's
talking
true.
about?
Oh,
He plays Washington next week.
Hold on.
I don't want to
This
play
segment
anyway.
was brought to you by Bud Light.
Yeah.
Showing the Hennessy. The Hennessy.
I got my weeks mixed up. But all right, Devin Singletary.
All right, we'll
My-
go Singletary.
my
We're going to
man
cross
started
out
the
Snell.
week.
You drunk bastard.
Hey,
All right,
guys, listen. When you're dealing with Wes, it's like throwing spaghetti at a wall. Something got to stick. Man.
Yeah, someone's gonna stick.
Someone's going to stick. All right,
All
who's your
right.
wide receiver?
All right, I don't even know if they're playing each other this week now. I'm benching Keelan Allen because he's going against Gilmore. Now the Chargers
they're playing each
New
other.
England, are they?
Yes, you're
All right,
absolutely right there.
So
And
Keenan Allen,
my
okay.
tight end is Jonnu Smith. He started off hot, but his last couple of weeks he's been trash. So
He was on my list too, man. He has been really trash.
He's
and
been
that
bad.
Firsker kid is starting to play better. It's
Yeah,
almost like
Firsker.
he's eating into his targets.
Yeah, but they're not even throwing it to him, dude. When that running game is going, it's Henry, that backup, and then they're going A.J. Brown, Corey Davis, and if Jonnu Smith isn't taking a nap, they're going to throw him the ball too.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy how they changed, right? Because they relied on him a lot earlier in the season. And then now they're just like not relying on him at all. But Keenan Allen, man, I don't know. That's a bold one there.
That's bold.
I think that was bolder than me going with Hopkins, to be honest with you. I think that's a bold pick because he just throws him that ball like 30 damn times a game. It's like, dude, he's going to get numbers because of the way he gets that ball thrown to him.
I'm going to say this.
He's going to Eckler now.
He needed to come hard after that Snell pick, though.
He came hard, boy. That's the West I know right there, Wes. That's the West I know.
Go hard or go home. And Wes was like, fuck it. I ain't ready to go home yet.
And he was finessing us with these whack picks first, like Benny Snell, Colt McCoy. And then he's like, nah, guys, I'm just messing with y'all. This is who I really do going for.
Yo, that game tomorrow got me all messed up, dude. I totally forgot that they count for next week. Count for next week.
Well, that is a good transition to our recap of the week. So here's the thing, people. I'm going to throw it up for a second, kind of show you where we're coming from and what we mean. Because right now, in all truth, in fantasy, it's not a day in the park. Or are they on the beach? It's not a stroll on the Golden Gate Bridge.
That Bengal stuff out of here.
It's no man, people. That's what we got. It's no man time. This is week 12. Okay, it's not over yet. That's the crazy part. It's not even over yet. And we got one more. We got a few people that have decided to keep their players in the game. And unlike me, who I sat Claypool. But we will talk about. I beat my dad.
Oh, I just noticed something.
What's that?
Lights, camera, action could still beat the boys Rock.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely.
I didn't even know that. I thought
was
whooping on him.
And I love my brother. I mean, I've loved him for 47 years. I'm 47. He kind of wants you to lose, man. It'll kind of help my chances out a little bit,
And this dude decided to start Hinton over Gallman as his flex. He deserved it. Lou,
I told you.
Lou, you had a great season to this point. And what the heck are you doing trying to start Hinton?
Yeah, because you know why? You want to know why?
Catch.
Dude, he did it because of what everyone was doing with ESPN last week.
Before, yeah.
Like this guy down here in our ESPN league did it with Taysom Hill. But yeah, I know. I mean, if Ben has a day tomorrow, which I mean, again, there's only 6 people suited up. I know. I mean, there's really not a lot of guys suited up who have experience playing tomorrow. So Ben can have a good day, and so could Pittsburgh's defense.
But the defense can have a great day. Yeah. I'm telling you, they got RG3 playing. I mean, he's no Lamar. Let's be honest. The kid ain't. I don't think he's played an NFL game in like 3 years.
Right, and so
I don't know what he gonna come out
with my brother only being down, being up like 30
points.
30 points.
It's a possibility that Luke could win, but let's just say I don't know. I want to say he's not going to win. I won. That's all that matters to me, I guess. We got Big Chips who beat Marshall, who put Marshall back down. I mean, I guess in a sense, is that no, because all Kelly has tomorrow is Justin Tucker. He could have a good game. I mean,
Early.
I mean, that he could put up 15, 20 points. And you don't know what maybe the COVID got the Baltimore Ravens defense on terror alert orange and going after Ben like that.
Straight out of Coughlin's gonna win.
Yeah, I mean I know that, but I'm just saying I'm giving Kelly a hope. He's my buddy. Shout out to
There's
Kelly.
no hope, bro. You're down 20. He got Juju. You're done. Juju gonna get 5, and only 5, and then he's still gonna win.
Wes, do you want to talk about the massacre that you had?
He got a chance too. If we're gonna say the other guy got a chance, we gotta say Wes got a chance too.
No, Wes don't have a chance.
Put up 40.
Exactly. If I had my boy Young Ho Koo,
I know, right?
There ain't no way Boswell's putting up 40 points tomorrow. Hey, Boswell's gonna have 7 kicks from 75 yards.
Yeah.
Exactly. I just need some 50-yard kicks.
42. See, in our league, we give 6 for 60-yard kicks. We give 6 points.
We got in this week too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know they just switched that this year, I think, finally. But
Wes, if you get you're down by 40, right? So if you get, let's say, 7
60-yard field goals,
you're good to go, man. Keep the hope alive, baby. You got it.
Hey, just throw 120-yarder and have to kick it from the 43 every time. That's it. You get to the 43, now you don't.
Why are they lining up for the kick?
Watch. Yo, if he kicks a 50-yard field goal, both of you guys are getting a text. Like 6 more, baby.
If he kicks if he kicks 3 of them, you text me. If he kicks 4 of them, call me. If he kicks 5 of them, I'm bringing dinner to your house tomorrow night.
Talking about my game.
Game of the week.
Second highest score of the week, 156.88. And I still lost by 20, 176 because of Tyreek damn Hill. Put up 58. Why he couldn't have a great game and put up 35? He puts up 35, I win. No, he has to put up 57 and I lose by freaking 20 points.
I got to give a shout out to Kenny. That is his start of the week. So, hey.
That was the greatest start of the week ever, though, because that was the highest points this year. So that was the greatest start of the week. I'll give it to you, Kelly. That was the greatest start. Because we get on people when they start good people.
Exactly.
And he started a good person, but he did great things. He did better than good on that.
Right. No. If you look at both of y'all teams, you had Fitzpatrick at 23. He had Matt Ryan at 18.
He's on balance.
Dude, you got, your wide receiver, Robinson, gave you 27 points. Yeah. He lost by 30 to Tariq Hill on, 57. But, Curtis Samuel had 12. Parker had 19. Chubb had 26 for him. Sanders had 6 for you. You got him back with Eckler, and he had Moss, who had 8. Dallas Goedert, 20 fucking points. It's Logan Thomas, 13 points. He had Amari Cooper with 23. You had James White at 14.
Dude, I could have started Deebo Samuel, and I would have been even more mad because I would have lost by like 4 or 3 if I started Deebo Samuel. I would have been even more mad.
That's crazy.
But now, if we look at the standings, though, this is going to be very interesting because let's look at the standings, right? If your brother loses, he's 6-6.
Okay.
If me and Wes lost, and Big Papa A lost, Big Papa A is 5-7. But I play him next week. Basically, whoever wins that game is going to be in the playoffs. And then Wes and the boys rock. Who do you guys have matchup-wise next week? That's going to determine. I think you got a pretty easy matchup.
No, I play my brother straight out of Coughlin.
Right, and so if I win and I score good points, I could slide into the 6th spot.
Yeah, but you need to win.
You would have to have more points than my brother.
Ahead of you,
would have to get more points than my brother.
Well, here's the thing. Check this out. So if my brother loses, right, this week, which I don't think is going to happen. Well, let's just say he does, right? And you lose, G, and Wes, you lose, and my dad loses.
You can't. Me and your dad are playing.
No,
So
that's what I'm saying.
automatic.
If you lose and okay, so check this out. If you lose and Wes loses, right? And I score some good
Wes
points.
loses, you're not catching up. You're mathematically eliminated.
There's no way.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you why. What your brother's playing straight out of Wes is playing straight out of Coughlin, right?
Okay.
So
Correct.
straight out of Coughlin has
70 more points.
almost 63 more fantasy points than you.
Okay.
So if he beats Wes is out. He's moving up probably.
Yep.
Right? And then if I beat your dad or if your dad beats me, he's got 50 more points than you.
Right, but
if I win, I'm 7-6, so I'm in automatically.
So Mitch, you got to look at it as Genus and Stu are playing for one playoff spot.
Yes.
Because you got to think
you and your brother are playing for the other
spot. Yeah, that game is guaranteed a spot.
Yep.
Now, if I lose to my brother, he takes my playoff position because he would have more points. He would have beat me, and he would have more points than me. Now, you're currently trailing him, so basically you got to look at it as you got to get lead spot. Even though you don't play lead, you have to get his spot.
And that can't happen either.
Correct.
Because,
so
because even if Lee loses, he's got 100 more points than you. You're not going to score 100 more than him. And that's impossible. I think personally, and I'm sorry, Mitch, I didn't do this on purpose, but it was like, Pop, I didn't mean to do that, bro. I didn't mean to do that. But honestly, I think mathematically you're out of it because of the people ahead of you. And because of the matchups. Because of the matchups. It's not the people ahead
who's
of you.
Playing who, yeah.
Of who's playing who.
I feel you.
Yeah, you see, like, look at right here, straight out of Coughlin got 1381. He beats Wes, he's in automatically because he's got more points and and they got the same record now. Well, actually, no, they don't. No, they don't. Oh, yeah. Well, is straight out of Coughlin winning this week?
Yeah.
Look, if you two both lose and I win, the three of us finish 6 and 7. I could have more points than you, G, and I could possibly have more points than Wes.
Straight out of Coughlin is going to have more points than you already because he'll be 6 and 7 also if he wins. If he beats Wes next week, he wins. You get what I'm saying? So that's where it messes up at.
I got you.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, it was a good dream. There goes my Christmas and Hanukkah.
But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm so rooting for Marshall this damn week. Marshall, don't let us down. Put the best lineup in. If you need some advice, call one of the fantasy pros here. One of the no man fantasy pros will help you put your lineup. But hey, we're rooting for you. Me and Wes especially are rooting for you. Mitch is too, and now Mitch, you need a tissue? Sorry.
I do actually.
Blame it on the COVID.
Podcast is over.
But no, there's a lot of different scenarios that can happen. That's why I wanted to bring that up because I mean, if you look at there's probably 3 or 4 different scenarios where there's 4 playoff spots up for grabs.
All right, so let me ask
Mitch,
you this.
This will be a whole lot clearer after tomorrow about 6 o'clock.
Right, yeah. So let me ask you this. So right now, we'll take out 1 and 2. Hey, so
and 3. Take out 3. Big Chip's 1. He's automatically in. He's 7 and 5. He's
okay. So take out 1, 2, and 3. So 4, 5, and 6. I'm gonna. What I'd like to see. I'd like to see you. I like to see you two and my brother.
Yeah, and that's possible. That can happen.
Actually, you know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna throw some shade for a second. I'd like to see my dad.
I'm sure.
And the only reason I'd like to see my dad is because he's been at the bottom for so long and he's never tasted it. So, look, you know what? I win either way because if not him, it's you. And that makes me happy.
And you know what, big Pop Stu. Hey, love you to death, man. Sorry, buddy, to have you get this close and sniff out the playoffs. I don't think I'm clutch, baby, when it counts. And I ain't, maybe I shouldn't be bragging or nothing like that, but I like my chances, man. This is what I'm built for, baby.
Next year we're going top 8 spots, no bye weeks. That's what we're doing for the playoffs next year.
You can, man. It's tough. I tried that in my league, but that shit ain't want nobody buying that shit.
We're doing it.
they was like, hell no, we ain't doing that because Because all it takes is one bad week. You can have one bad week.
That's what football's all about, man.
But then again, that's what you play for is that bye week, right? You know, especially if
Yep.
you're on the line, you playing for that. You know what? I don't care what my team does this week. I'm on vacation.
Right. No,
We try to do 7. You know, ESPN does 7, and Yahoo just don't do it. We try to do 7 in our league. ESPN does it, but Yahoo doesn't.
So you can do 7 and have just the number 1 get a bye week?
Yeah, just like the NFL does right now. Yeah.
Okay.
And ESPN you can, not in Yahoo.
So-
Hopefully
so-
they'll change it next year.
So we'll do that next year. We'll go to the top 7, make the playoffs, and only the number 1
If
seed
you
gets
want to
the bye
switch
week.
to ESPN,
Well, I can figure it out on Yahoo. I'll hack their fucking system.
yeah, unless they change it next year,
Okay.
you can't right now because we tried. I even sent them an email and everything to try to do it. And they said that ain't part of their platform right now.
Gotcha. Well,
That's
it's a
weak,
lot.
man. You should be able to set up your league the way you want to set it up.
Exactly. You should be able to
You
customize
should
it.
be able to get 11 teams, damn it, if you want, even if everybody
Yeah.
gets a bye week, damn it. Who
Yeah.
cares?
Well, hey, I will say this. We still got one more game tomorrow at 3:40 in the afternoon on NBC. Check your local listings. Because, apparently, I guess the tree lighting is more important than a football game at night for a primetime game.
Hey, you'd be surprised about how many people are not going to go to work tomorrow to watch that football game. Are going to work
yeah, no.
trying to
Well,
just
shit, a lot of people in Pittsburgh may not be able to go to work tomorrow. It's supposed to fucking snow like a sieve.
That's true.
Guys, I no lie. I turned on. I was making dinner tonight. And I turned on the news, and they just showed what was going on in Ohio, but I didn't hear Ohio. I was thinking like Alaska or like upstate New York, and they were like in Ohio today. I'm like, what?
In Cleveland, it started snowing last night, and I got pictures. My family sent me some pictures earlier. My mom and I was talking. My wife was FaceTime my sister like an hour or two ago, and she showed us there's like 10, 12 inches of snow already. Let me see if I can show y'all right here, right quick. These pictures my mama sent me. I was like, I'm over here.
Like I said, that's the reason I left New York. Nice.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, that's the reason why we left. The reason why we left, brothers.
Look at that. Look at that.
That's craziness. That's crazy. It's beautiful. I love it, but it's a little too early for Christmas. I want to come around Christmas time. It's cool, But,
Well, I mean, you know what? It's December over there. Normally, it snows in October, and it snows sometimes as late as May.
It's that
you never know
Midwest
what you're gonna
slang,
get.
baby.
Plus, the last 2 years hasn't really snowed over there. They've gotten like maybe 15 inches of snow in the last 2 years each year, which is nothing. Normally, they get like 200 inches of snow or some shit like that.
Well, I got Yukon Cornelius as a stardom this week, and the Abominable
There you
Snowman
go.
as a sit-em. So we're good to go. Santa Claus, you're still on the bench. You got the COVID, I heard. It's all right, Santa. Don't worry about it. But fellas, again, another classic episode. Love y'all to death. This was great. We gotta plan our No Ma'am Summit so we can start going over some of these some of these awards. And like I said, I got the construction zone here, but the kitchen's working fine. So y'all just gotta come over on a Saturday. I'll make some food, and we sit down. We go over this. But shout out to the people. We got some people going tomorrow. Shout out to the league. Shout out to Stu. Shout out to the Boys Rock. Shout out to you two clowns. Shout out to Senator Coughlin. Yeah, Marshall. Everybody who has a chance. Hey, good luck to Lewis, to Devin, to Carlos.
They already in automatic. Automatic. Good season, guys. Yeah. Hopefully, I'm able to see one of y'all in the playoffs.
Yeah, man. Hey, the 3 things you must live by when you listen to this podcast, to the 3 most dangerous people in podcast land. Click, like, subscribe. And if you're feeling froggy, comment, you bastards. Love y'all. Peace out.
Peace out.